I'm Angela Kersenbrock with the Community College Baccalaureate Association, and this is part of a series that we're doing talking to recent Community College Baccalaureate graduates. This is the most fun that we have so far. And today I'm especially delighted to be talking to Marcus Prevot, who is a recent graduate, 2017 graduate from Seminole State College, Bachelor's in Health Sciences. And he recently finished his master's. So I'm really excited about that. I'm so thankful that he's given us his time this morning.
Anytime.
Because as you're going to hear, he's quite busy and helping to save the world one person at a time.
Trying to.
So Marcus, let's get started. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your educational background before you went into the bachelor's degree program?
Yeah. So, I graduated somewhat locally. I graduated from Flagler Palm Coast High School in Flagler County. Stayed in town, went to Daytona Beach Community College back when it was that. Now it's DSC, Daytona State College. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I decided to do a trade, collision auto repair. So I started that at DSC, and then finishing it up in Jacksonville, because I ended up moving to Jacksonville. So finished it up at FCCJ at the time, which is now FSCJ. So finished up my collision repair. My best friend had lived down here in Orlando, and I figured, hey, I just finished my job. Orlando's a booming spot, a lot of cars. Let me get down here to see if I can get some work. So ended up moving down here in 2008. Started to work for one of the body shops locally. And then within 6 months, actually on Valentine's Day, I got laid off from the recession.
Oh.
So my mom always told me, you can go and do whatever you want. You can get your trade if you want to, but make sure that you have a degree. So when I got laid off, I decided to go back to school, and I started at Seminole SSC back in the day, Seminole Community College. Now it's Seminole State College. So I started there, started to get my credits. I was thinking about going into nursing. So finished that, or started that. Somebody told me to give EMT a shot, and I said, you know what, sure. So I started going through EMT, absolutely loved the program at Seminole State, and did my clinicals, loved it. One of my clinical instructors told me to check out paramedic school. So I was like, all right, I'll give that a shot too. I like what I'm doing now. If I can get a little more responsibility, I'll do that. So ended up going to paramedic school, graduated that, started working in the ER. Worked in the ER locally for about 5 years. And then one day I was working, and one of the senior care coordinators came up to me and said, hey, one of the local community colleges has a community paramedicine program. I think you and my buddy that was working there with me, I think you guys would be a great role for this, So I was like, all right, send me the information. So I looked it over that night, and it just kind of hit it, just meshed. I was like, I feel like I'm already doing this. Why not get a degree out of it? So I went, I applied, got in. It was the inaugural class. So I was able to get in and just kind of breeze through, if you will, because, I've been doing it for so long and understood where the vision was going for it. So made it really easy transition. I was a very sick kid growing up, and my grandmother, she was a neonatal nurse, so she would take care of me. So I always had that connection with wanting to take care of people, because I had somebody take care of me in my time of need, So it just made it easier. It's also a field that you can get into that you can kind of move around the field. You're never going to not have work in the medical field, because there's always somebody that's going to need help or attention. So just getting into, like I said, going into EMT and loving that, loving the class, the instructors, loving the classmates, loving just what it was, just made it easy. And then transitioning to paramedic school, just tenfold. I just kind of dove in, fell in love with it. So it just made it, very easy field to want to join. So I chose Seminole State because I was living in Orlando, which I still am, and I lived a mile away from the Oviedo campus. So it was the closest campus to me. It was either between Seminole State or Valencia, but I chose Seminole State because it was super close. I can drive to or ride my bike. I could drive to campus, get all my work done, come back home, and then meet up with my buddies they also lived off campus too. So it was just kind of an easy, close location, and just kind of fell there.
So community college baccalaureates are new. Maybe not so much in Florida, but it's kind of a new thought, and not a lot of people know about those. So, were you concerned at all about going to a community college for your bachelor's degree?
Not at all. I was excited and ecstatic because knowing how much less I would pay going through community college versus going through university, especially working full time, trying to figure out how I can pay for this degree on top of life that I'm going through. So I jumped at it when I saw it. Like I said, it just kind of spoke to me, that program. So I'm working as a community paramedic. I'm out seeing patients in their homes for physicians and specialists. Joined with Ken Peach, my boss, who is the executive of the Health Council of East Central Florida. Been working with him since 2017. So we're going out, we're seeing patients in their homes. We've got about 6 medics out there that are working with us right now as well, and just trying to get out there and see patients before they crash.
What would you say to a student who's considering, an older student, 30 years old, who's been doing something that they want some advancement? What would you say to them about a community college baccalaureate degree?
Go for it, for sure. With your time, being older, you're able to manage your time a little bit better. Take classes at your pace. Just get it done. It makes it so much easier. You can advance your degree. You can advance your career. It might be, whether it be monetary, you might get a raise with that degree. You might learn a little bit more with that degree, but it's definitely a no-brainer. Just get back and do it.
I know you have patients to see and a business to run, but thank you for your time. You
Anytime.
have really inspiring and just made our day so joyful. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.